Let's talk about Tesla. Tesla, an outlier in a pretty dreadful auto market, particularly for the European players, once said, you'd be surprised by how few people understand what makes a stock go up or down.
Sure.
What makes Tesla go up or down? Because it sure as hell doesn't seem to be car sales. It seems to be something much bigger than...
And we're going to have deliveries probably in the next few hours, right, in terms of Q4. Look, I think this is an autonomous AI story for the next few years. And it goes back to the bet for the ages that Musk made on Trump I think is going to really play out as the autonomous future. That's what you're betting on in Tesla. You don't see that in numbers today, but I think ultimately, I think that's worth $1 trillion alone in terms of the AI autonomous story. But next few hours, this week, we'll be talking about deliveries. And it comes down to China deliveries, which were really a disaster at points in the last, call it 12 to 18 months, have now started to rebound for Tesla. And that's going to be very important.
Because there are some similar questions happening in the luxury space with companies like LVMH. Is China actually bottoming out for the consumer side of things? What gives you that confidence for 25?
It's what we see in terms of demand, in terms of what we see in terms of the overall China market for EVs. I think Tesla, I think a lot of those price cuts in the rearview mirror. We're going to have white knuckle moments, but ultimately I think China is something that could be up 20% when it comes to delivery for Tesla. And that's why I think right now it's one where I think where the bears have sort of misunderstood Tesla, it's 10 to 15% of delivery story now. It's 85-90% AI autonomous in terms of the future for Musk and Tesla.
It's sort of when you put together some of the things that you're talking about, you think for the first time in 30 years, the U.S. is actually ahead of China when it comes to the development. At the same time, Tesla's dominance and success has hinged on its success 100%. In China. So how do you see the evolution in 2025 of the increasing divide, the increasing isolation between China's sort of tech stack and the United States' tech stack, and how those sort of both compete but also evolve in parallel?
Yeah, and it's a game of high-stakes poker, because the reality is that the reason Jensen's godfather of AI and what we've seen with NVIDIA, where the chip's coming from China, coming from Asia. So that's why we're going to see this all play out with the China tariff discussions. I believe Musk is going to be heavily involved there. Cook, 10% politician, 9% CEO. Apple also plays a key role here. But I just believe that's something that ultimately it's not going to spoil the AI revolution trade. It's not going to spoil the chip trade. We will go through white knuckle moments, but my view, and it's been the playbook the last few years, you buy the winners on those opportunities. And I think that's going to be the theme this year.
Pick the winner of the year. Your number one stock pick for 25, what is it?
I think, to me, number one stock pick, I think continues to be NVIDIA here. And the reason it is that there's only one game in town when it comes to AI. It's the godfather of AI, Jensen NVIDIA. Stocks obviously sold off. I think we sit here, them along with Apple will be the first ones in that exclusive $4 trillion market cap club.